Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Let's analyze the new gameplay demo from Arknights Endfield. It's been 1 year since the technical test for this game, and from the new gameplay demonstration we can notice a huge improvement in the game, from combat mechanics to base building, graphic, ambient design, etc, etc. Let's analyze them one by one. First of all, the character development. Most of them are pretty similar from the technical test. We have the operator class, HP, attack and defense here. Character level got changed into Arknights style, with the elite progression up to elite 4. Potentials just like in Arknights, but for now we don't know if they have huge impact or not. 4 skills and 2 talents. But we can notice 4 new statistics unknown for the usage: power, agility, knowledge and will, with one of them highlighted in yellow, and this is the highest number, with exception for Xehi. Maybe the yellow one is the most important for the specific operator to calculate their damage or other stuff, and it looks like their scaling is based on the operator elite and the levels. The rarity of operators are also updated, going from 4 stars like Chen, Wolfguard, Xehi, to 5 stars, such as Perlica and the new Panda, and in the end End Administrator being a 6 star. Besides this, every operator can equip a weapon, which should be the same as the technical test, with rarity going from 2 stars to 6 stars. And just like operators, they also have an elite system now, and a potentials system for duped weapons. For example, with the Chen's weapon, it has a main stat of 95 attack and 3 different effects: agility plus 7, physical damage plus 4, and the third effect is when the skill hits an enemy, attack increased by 18.1% lasting 15 seconds, and cannot be stacked. And close to these effects, they have a number similar to upgrades. So probably every time you elite your weapon, these effects will be powered, and the weapon potentials will probably affect their stats as well. And just like the technical test, we can install a matrix on the weapon. For people who doesn't know, the matrix are basically rare items dropped by enemies, which can be equipped on weapons, giving them extra effects. Their value scales with different rarities of metrics. Not sure if they changed the way to obtain them or not, respect the tech test. Next we have the equipment. Craftable in your base, and with a really low RNG only at the end game. So in short, it's not the artifact system, thank god. They also added the new slot called tactical item, and we will discuss about this later. You can see here, by promoting, so eliting your operator, to the next phase you can unlock more levels for your skills, passive abilities, base skills, etc, etc. Also, just to mention, my waifu Chen is so cute. Different operator will also have different type of element. From this showcase we can see physical, electro, fire, nature and ice, but there are probably more. They also added the affection number of the operator. You can send them gifts to increase this number. Let's talk about the UI changes. It's basically the same from tech test, but with the new buttons. Going from top left we have the operators, squad, equipment, which is a new button, and in the end the exchange shop. While on the right side we have way more buttons. First of all, we can notice that the PRTS button got removed, or maybe is on bottom side, since this is probably scrollable. Anyway, we have in order: sign-in rewards, tutorials, wiki, archive, backpack, precious items, equipment crafting, strongholds, maps, and the last should be quests, so missions. Sanity limit is also increased respect to tech test, from 160 to 205. On the top side we have our old friend Originum Prime, and something similar to a random. And that's all for the main menu part. While with the exploration user interface, they moved the skills on the right side, separating ultimate and skills, but we can discuss about this later. Characters are moved from middle right side to the bottom left, and by clicking Q, you can swap characters. On the top right side we have the most used features I already showed before, while on the top left side they added something new. First of all, the tab, which swaps between exploration and factory mode. Then we have the skill tree and the outpost production graph, while on bottom side of the map they added a chat system, so we can probably chat with our operators like in Honkai Star Rail. That's all for the user interface analysis. Next, one of the most important part, the combat mechanics. I can already tell you that they changed a lot of stuff from the technical test, but the main combat system is still focused on a main controlled operator and the 3 AI assisted operators, but you can time when to use their skills and ultimates. During the tech test, you could only use the operator's skill, and by using them you can charge the ultimate. Once you used enough times this skill, you can unleash the ultimate. This got changed, in fact they splitted the skill and ultimate. And since they have the same button, I suppose to unleash the ultimate you need to hold the corresponding button. Another big change is that now the normal skills doesn't have a cooldown anymore, but there is a team shared skill points bar, which gets filled during the combat, filling more when you do specific actions, just like toughness bar damage. Every time you use a normal skill from any operator, you will consume 1 stack of skill points displayed below the HP bar. Between characters, you will also be able to do QTE attacks. When this icon appears on the screen, pressing E will trigger the QTE, but for now the conditions to do such is unknown. Each operator during a combat also has a cooldown for the QTE. In fact, after Perlica and Administrator use their QTE, you can notice a small cooldown icon on the left corner. They also removed the tech test reactions between element orbs. During the tech test, some operators' skill can leave on the ground element orbs. And if you hit these orbs with different elements, you could trigger different effects. Now you will be able to see different debuffs caused by different elements below the enemy's HP bar. For example, Ulfgard can apply Burn, which causes them to take damage over the time, or this shadow reaction from the tech test is changed into Administrator creating Originum to trap the enemy and then a chant to break it, causing tons of damage. Just like I said before, now you can unleash character ultimate when they have enough energy, and the ultimate energy can be charged in combat by attacking enemies and using skills. Also remember the tactical item I mentioned before, which can be equipped in the equipment area. For example here, Perlica has this tactical item, similar to a cake. In this combat, Administrator HP dropped to a critical value. Then Perlica went to a safe place and used this item, throwing a healing orb to Administrator, healing her at a touch. So we can suppose that these tactical items are items used automatically by operators during combat, when the usage requirement is met. Keep in mind that your operators need time to use these items. In fact, here, after Perlica noticed that the Administrator HP is in a critical value, there is an icon popping on her head, meaning that she's about to use this item. Then immediately there's a cooldown, actually not a cooldown, there's a progress bar starting to progress, and when it's full, she threw the healing orb. Another feature they added is the possibility to dodge or dash outside and in combat, but for a limited number of times. Then you will need to wait for the dash bar to recharge over the time. They also changed the way to display enemies' toughness bar. It's not removing them anymore, but instead you have to increase the bar to full in order to stagger the enemies. There are a lot of more about the combat mechanics, but it's hard to guess from the gameplay demo. We can check this when the beta test begins. Now let's take a look into the outpost building, or better the industry part. Some improvements are made, for example, to the zipline. Now there's a small animation when taking it, while for the outpost, the core mechanic is still the same. You build the facilities to do certain job, connecting them, and in the end to make a work chain. If you're interested to see how it looks like, you can check this video from the technical test about the base building. A really big addition are the offensive facilities. Here we can see they built one auto turret and one electro turret, making it slightly tower defense. So if you want, you can probably just build a lot of turrets and keep the enemies there with the characters and let your turret to do all the damage. Anyway, from this I can already expect a lot of game modes using these turrets. Finally, 3D Arknights tower defense. Another big addition are the new type of facilities showed in this new map, Jinlong, full of Chinese vibes, and I personally love it. Anyways, the new devices they added are these which can take water from rivers and transport them into your new outpost, creating new items and also watering the farm pots. Yes, unlike the technical test, you can finally have farm pots in your own outpost, and not in the wild anymore. They also added the function of Insight, allowing you to discover things around you. Next part we're going to analyze is the main base, located on the OMV Dijiang spaceship. This place is similar to the original Arknights base, where you can assign operators to work in specific rooms, creating items or adding benefits. For example, in this culture cabin, you can get plants, used to elite your operators. You can also ask the operators to go to take a rest, so please don't be like in Arknights with the full red workers. Next room is this one, where you can craft items to level up your operators. And just like I mentioned at the beginning, you can give gifts to operators to increase their affection level. And in the end, at the control center, you can take an overall view of the spaceship and the operators who work in each room. Also, looks like it's the same as Arknights. Operators affection max level is 200, so I can expect the first 100% will give some stat boost, while the rest 100% will unlock the archive-related stuffs. A really cool thing I like about the new version is that the operators will talk to each other in the exploration after a combat. They will also show their feeling through the emotes popping on their head. Small details like this makes the game very cool.
这样开采是不是有点伤武器？
别担心，武库工程师会帮忙保养的。
出色的配合，必然的结果。
已清除周围所有敌方目标，任务完成。
都做得很好，继续保持。什么家伙？很好，管理员，一切都在你的计划之中。希望之后也能这么顺利。
They added more life in different places, making the atmosphere more lively, more fauna, more NPC and a lot more. I really can't wait to play this game, and I believe you're also like me. That's all for this video, hope you enjoyed it, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!